Hi, this is Jenny Hudson, and I'm bringing you a webinar today on gaining visibility for your business through publication. And I want to thank you for showing up and watching, and we'll go through these slides, which if you are on the phone, you're not going to be able to see, but you can watch later. It's also being simulcast, so there is a web link. You should be able to get that. And just a little bit of housekeeping. If you press star 2, you can raise your hand and ask a question, and star 7 for me will put you in a question and answer mode, and we will actually have a place at the end where you can ask your questions. So we're going to get started, and a little bit about me first before I get into this. I am a writer myself. I have published 3 novels and began loving self-publishing as far back as 2007 and started doing books for other authors, and I was a web designer at the time, a graphic designer, and decided that I liked doing this a lot, and decided that in 5 years I was going to be doing this full-time. And Merrimack Media, my self-publishing and promotion company, has been doing this full-time for 3 years now. And we've published over 35 books, and we're very proud of our authors, helping them produce really quality books and promoting them. So I'm bringing you my experience in what we do to help our authors, and hopefully it will help you too. So the focus of today is how to gain visibility for your business, but it's also how to gain visibility for your book. And it's the same thing, really, because when you gain visibility for your book, you're gaining visibility for your business. So we're going to talk about that. So what can a book do for your business, or conversely, what can a book do for you if you're an author? And here is one author. This was one of the first authors that we published. The book is Fulfilling the Potential of Your Business, and it was taken from Ian Smith's blog, The Smith Report, and he took over 100 blog posts and put them into a book. And so now he's got this great product. And this product, this book, has been an entree for speaking engagements. It is a great validator when he talks to clients, and it's something that he's very proud of. And he's got it on his website as part of his content, which you can see here. And it's part of what he's doing. He's writing other books now, too, as well. So this is just a little ebook that he's put together. So once you start doing products, you'll see how easy it is, and you can have a whole slew of things. So what else can it do? Having a book can give you credibility. It establishes you as the expert. Here is a book, Soul Ingredients by Pagona, Creating Success in the Face of Diabetes, Knowing and Living Your Purpose. These are all books that are health-related, but health and mind and body as well. And these are books that the physician or practitioner gives out to their patients or their clients as something really helpful, and it establishes their credibility. Not that an endocrinologist needs to establish their credibility, but it's a great thing to give to your patients. What else can it do? It's a great business card. Instead of handing a client a business card when you go in for an appointment, hand them your book. What better entree could there be and validator for you and your business? Here's some examples of how publishing. These are books by authors, not necessarily for their businesses, but they're authors who are entrepreneurial, and they've actually started businesses with their books. And what can a book do for your business, or what can you do to change your book into a business is the question. So publishing can be life-changing. The book on the left, Female Adventures, is by a woman, Alice Puchard-Stelzer, who goes around and talks about women who settled Massachusetts and Connecticut, and she has a costume, and she has lectures, and she takes her book, and she's just enjoying her life. Something New Under the Sun by Carol Jean Lambert is one of two books that she wrote about her great-grandfather who invented the first gasoline automobile. And Carol Jean is now going around on book tours and talking about this, and people who are interested in antique automobiles have been really excited about her book. The one on the right is More Old Tales of the Maine Woods. This is a second edition by Steve Pinkham, who first published Old Tales of the Maine Woods with me and has an entire lifestyle based around his book now, where he goes around in Maine to shows and campsites and special events and historical societies, and he's also a storyteller, and he sells tons of books. So these are all niche books. These people know their market, and they go to where their market is, and they have created a whole new lifestyle with their book. So, big question, every author wants to know, every business person wants to know, what is it cost? So, it can range from practically free if you do it yourself, to average typical self-publishing package about $2,100. Ours is a little less than that, and we can include some promotion, but that's about what you can expect to pay. And usually that does not include editing because it's pretty individual. Some authors don't need any, some authors need a lot. So you can expect to have that added on to it. So if you do it yourself, you're going to have a high learning curve. You're going to have to figure out how to paginate your book. You're going to have to figure out how to do a good cover design. If you're not a graphic designer, it's going to be tough. And I think it's a time is money situation. You can spend a lot of time, or you can spend a little money and do what you're best at and let someone do what they're best at and create a really good book for you. So decide if it's worthwhile for you to be doing this yourself. And remember that it's important for you to have the best book that you can, because this, again, is your entree. This is your calling card to the world, so you want it to look good, right? So what if you're not a writer? Find yourself an editor. We have editors who can go and take your basic idea and ghostwrite it, turn it into a book, or take your finished manuscript and edit it, or just do a proofread, or anything in between. So whatever you need, we can do that for you. You can go online and find lots of editors. I suggest that you go beyond your husband or wife, or your best friend who maybe is a writer. So you're going to want to get someone who's really professional to do this. We can also take your blog posts and organize it, turn it into a product that you can use for your business. So how do you know if you're ready to publish? Well, there's a lot of things to look at. One is when you're writing your book, it's like having an elevator pitch for your business. So what you want to do is start with a log line, and this is the elevator pitch for your business, and it needs to be concise. You don't want to bore someone with a 20-minute description of what your book is like. And you want to have a concise two-line elevator pitch in your head about what your book is about, because you want to know what that book is about in your heart and in your head, so that you can just knock that book out and it's going to be consistent to your message. So the first thing I would suggest that you do is to sit down and write your elevator pitch for your book or your log line. And this is something that you're going to use throughout. You're going to use it in your marketing copy. You're going to use it in your media kit. You're going to use it in your press release. You're going to use it when you talk to people. So this is basic and really important, and it's maybe the most important thing that you do. So let's say you've written your book. Are you satisfied with the ending? So if it's a nonfiction book, have you made all your points? Is it consistent with that log line? Are you true to what you started out wanting to do? If it's fiction, have you resolved your plot? Is it an ending that is going to maybe leave an opening for a sequel? Is it an ending that is going to get your message across? So really, have someone read it and be objective about it. Is your writing tight? You can edit it and probably still find words that you can get rid of. So think of the ways that you can eliminate words. Think of each one as being $10, and it's going to cost you money every time you have an extra word. So get rid of those extra words. Find original ways of saying things. Get rid of all those extra adjectives and adverbs. The next one, take out meaningless dialogue, cliches, too many metaphors, use of adverbs again, passive verbs, flowery or bodice ripper descriptions, and redundancy. So that's also, is your writing tight? Can people identify with my characters? Or the point, it doesn't matter if they like your characters, but people have to be able to understand them or the point of your book. So make sure that that is coming through. Proofreading is essential, especially if you are a self-published author. People are looking for that. They're going to say, oh, well, I didn't do a very good job. It's just a self-published book. Prove them wrong. And believe in yourself. You can do this. This is like starting a business, and if anyone told you that you couldn't start a business, you wouldn't want to have to believe them. So if someone says, oh, you can't publish a book, don't believe it. Just make it the best book you can and believe in yourself. And also know if you have time and money to invest in your book, because if you don't, no one is going to find it, or it's not going to succeed. 5 mistakes to avoid are not using an editor or proofreader, having a bad cover design, because we all know that everyone judges a book by its cover, right? And being unsure of who your audience is. So this is really important. So I talked a little bit about writing for a niche audience. The authors I pointed out to you knew who their audiences were. And if you want your book to succeed, there's a lot of books out there. Don't write a book for everyone in the world. You just want to write a book for your audience and know who they are and know what they like. Don't charge too much for your book. You want to have it be competitive and marketable and to cover your costs. But if it costs too much, people aren't going to buy it. And if you don't have a marketing plan, you're not going to know what to do. You're not going to know how to sell it, or what to do next. So having a marketing plan is as important as writing your book. So what is the process of self-publishing? This is the process. I'm going to go through everything that has to be done. This is a checklist that has to be done. And when you do it yourself, you're going to be doing all of these. So you want to write the best book you can, get feedback from trusted sources, format your manuscript in Word, design your cover with your bio, photo, and synopsis, upload it to a publishing company, get a proof and approve it, send your book to Amazon at least, format your ebook, and I have to say that's not an easy thing to do. Open accounts for Kindle and Nook and upload your books, start a blog and website and social media, and then start your outreach. So that's a lot of stuff, and it takes a lot of time. So this is version 2. This is what you do when we do it. You still have to write the best book you can, and you can get feedback from trusted sources. But we do the rest of that. We format your manuscript and ebook and all of those things. And basically what you're going to do when we do it is you write the best book you can, and you can write your blog and, write some copy for marketing. But basically you can go back to writing. So how do you develop an online presence? I've been talking about this a little bit, and this is crucial to your marketing plan. This is something that every author needs, whether this be a business book or whether this is a book that you've written that's fiction or short stories or even poetry, you need a smart-looking, informative website. And this is the first place that people are going to go to get information on you or to buy your book or to contact you. Make yourself accessible through your website. Answer people's emails. Develop a community. If you want an agent, if you decide that you're not going to self-publish or, your next book, you're going to go for a traditional publishing model. I don't know why you would do that, but if you do, the first place an agent is going to go to your website. Same with press. And, you can have promotions on your website, and it's a place where people are going to come. It's a center of information. So what kind of websites are best for you? There's a lot of templates out there. I'm really fond of WordPress. I've been a web designer I was a web designer for 12 years. I'm not doing it full-time now. I'm basically just doing websites for authors. But there's two kinds of WordPress. One is WordPress.com. One is WordPress.org, and if that doesn't confuse you, WordPress.org is the preferable one. If you want it to be uniquely designed for you, you can customize the templates and make it a really cool website, add a lot of plugins. WordPress.com is hosted by WordPress, and you're going to have WordPress.com at the end of the URL. WordPress.org lets you have your own URL, but you have to host it somewhere else. Although I think if you pay WordPress.com, you can pay them some money and get your own URL, but you still are limited in your options. So I really like WordPress.org. You can do so much with it, and it's so connected to social media, and it's search engine friendly, and it's great for mobile devices, and that's really important. So it's easy to put videos and galleries and e-commerce, and one of the things that you're going to look at, though, when you have it is templates, and there's free templates and there's premium templates. And when we design a site for someone, we give them a free template that's a premium template. It's got all kinds of cool features. But you're going to have a lot more. It's a lot more customizable. And the free templates are pretty much you get what you pay for. So here's one of the authors I showed you before and how she sells her book on her site. I could show you tons of examples. But she's got a center for her book, so this is what you're going to want to do. And it's the first step in successfully building an audience, which is what your goal is. So how do you do that? So you have a shiny new website or blog. One of the things you're going to do is every time you have a post, you're going to put a tag, which is a meta tag, which helps you get picked up by Google. And WordPress has a little field in it where you can do that. And you can go on to Twitter and Facebook and do a search for groups that are interested in the topic that your book is about and engage with people. Just check out their websites, write them a comment, retweet one of their tweets, say something nice about them, start developing a community. One of the things that we do for developing an audience is we put authors on blog tours, and this is a way that you can get your book reviewed on lots of blogs, and we research those blogs. It's certainly something you can do yourself. It takes a bit of time, but you're going to want to find blogs that have an audience that's interested in your topic, and you're going to write those blogs, and you're going to send them your media kit and a copy of your book, and hopefully you'll get a review. So that's something you can publicize, and also reviews are really great if you can, if people comment in your book, see if you can get them to write a review on Amazon, put the reviews on your website, use those reviews. Eventually you can put them in the first page of your book. You want to have your book on Goodreads and Smashwords, and also do special promotions. You can do a Goodreads giveaway, which will get a lot of attention for your book and get a lot of people aware of it. You might not sell tons of books, but it's awareness of your book and your brand, which is what you're trying to do. So just have a business card and bookmarks with a picture of your cover, a little information in your book, your website, where they can buy it, and give them to everyone. You leave a tip for the waitress. Leave your business card. You don't know where your audience is going to come from. You can offer to do readings at your local library, for book groups, your religious groups, anywhere that you know people, and take advantage of people that you know and talk about your book. So more things you can do. Capture emails of interested readers on your website. Sign up for a free account at MailChimp. You can get a form and put the code in your website so people can sign up right on your website. And when that happens, the names go right into a database, and then you can send out mailings to these people. You can lead with an offer, give something for free, perhaps a chapter, and get their email addresses. And so you can track opens from your website and social media to learn what's effective when you do this. And you can try different giveaways. This is basic marketing experimentation. Use search engine optimization, that's SEO. Build your copy by using keywords. And if you go to AdSense, you can actually do this is part of Google. You can do a search for search terms that people are looking for that are relevant to your topic, and use those search terms in your copy. Make it searchable by Google, and make sure that your blog is on your website so that you have everyone coming to one place. Don't have your website at one URL and say have your blog on Blogger. Have it together, and make your social media links very prominent. So let's talk about some strategies for selling your book besides this. So you can try locally talking to bookstores and gift shops, and you could sell your book at online stores that are selling books relevant to your topic. You can contact them. I love non-retail sales. Bookstores are a whole different thing, and they're not necessarily great for authors, believe it or not. And I think that every author dreams of having their book in a bookstore, but bookstores don't really publish, or they don't really sell books by self-published authors very often. And if you do get your book in a bookstore, you can expect to have it there on consignment. If they don't sell it, they're going to give it back to you. If you're really, quote, lucky, unquote, they will buy some through a wholesale account that you might have and put it in their stock. And then if you're a little bit unlucky and they don't sell all those books, you're going to be responsible for buying them back. And if they're not returnable, that's called having your books returnable, they're probably not going to buy them from you. So it's not a great deal for authors. And I know it's validation and I know it's prestige, but try selling to a retail store. They will buy your books outright. There's no returns, and you skip all of the bookstore mishigas. So it's really a whole different approach, and I think you'll find that it's really worthwhile. There's national wholesalers that are going to make your book easy to get. Ingram and Baker and Taylor. We list our books through Ingram, and that's where bookstores or wholesalers will go and order your book. So you want to be there just in case, and it's important. Libraries buy from there, and there are sales through regional bookstore chains. It's not easy to get. Again, it's not necessarily ideal, but it is, it's a possibility for you. Again, special promotions on Amazon and Goodreads are great, and speaking events are terrific. Have your books there and sell them, and you can arrange an event around your topic. Here's a case study from one author who I mentioned earlier, Steve Pinkham. He has sales made locally. He goes up to Maine every weekend, and he's selling his books. He has the books in bookstores. He has them in online stores. He does non-retail sales. He sells them at campsites, craft fairs, and historical societies. And he sells through Ingram and Baker and Taylor and through regional bookstore chains. And this is an author who is supporting himself on his books. So it can be done. And here again, this is when I was telling you before about bookstores. So one of the things you're going to look for from people when you're putting your book together is endorsements, and that's going to help sell your book. You want to make sure that these are people who your audience respects, not necessarily who you respect, people who your audience is going to heard of, and this gives your book credibility. So look for that. Send a copy, an advance copy, to someone, and ask them if they could write a blurb for an endorsement. And don't ask for a review, just ask for a blurb, and see what you can do. And how do you approach them? You might need to go through their office, but you can try the 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon approach and find out who you know. Search through on LinkedIn. See if you can find people who know people who you think are going to be experts in what you're writing about, who you would like to endorse your book. And look for people who are going to praise different aspects of it. And also, how do you get comments from satisfied users? When someone writes you and says, I loved your book, say to them, I love that blurb. Would it be okay if you would maybe put that on my Amazon page? Or can I copy that and put it on my web page or use it in a book? So just get permission. Let's talk a little bit about book design. It's something, if you do it yourself, there's a definite learning curve. You can throw your book into Word and publish it, no doubt about it, but a book that's designed professionally has some characteristics. Pay attention to your odd and even pages. Chapters always start on facing pages in a professionally designed book, and these are the odd number of pages. So sometimes you'll see a blank page at the end of a chapter in a book, and this is why. It's so that the chapter can start on an odd page. And sometimes you can put the title halfway down the page and, do something kind of fancy for the chapter heading if you want. Make it look nice. If you're using photos and you want the photos to bleed, it's going to take special handling. Usually a printer is going to it's going to ask you to have this an eighth of an inch beyond the page size, so you're going to need to do some special adjustment. And also, if this is a color book, it's going to have to be away from the gutter because the color will keep the ink from drying, so your book will fall apart. So these are, a few things that you need to know. You're going to need to know some things about typography for the cover and color theory, and just having a plain cover or a generic cover isn't necessarily the thing that's going to sell your book. So, spring for some money, have a graphic designer do it. Have something that you're going to be proud of, because this is your book. This is what you're going to have out there. And so there's a lot to this, I know, but what holds you back? And I know that there's a lot of risk involved for authors. You're either risking your time, or you're risking your money, or you're risking taking a big step and being out there in front of the world, and it's a scary thing. So we know that, and I know that. I've been there, and I can tell you that most authors, with a little work, can recover their investment. One of the things, if you are really nervous about finances, you can try crowdfunding your book. That's a whole different topic. I'll do a webinar on that soon, but just an aside on that, crowdfunding, I mean, you hear stories about people that make, an exorbitant amount of money in crowdfunding campaigns, and we actually partner with PubSlush and help authors run their campaigns so that they can publish. But I will tell you that it is work, and you have to keep at it, and it takes a special kind of person to do it. So that is an option for you if you have a good social media footprint, if you're good at connecting with people, if you're a salesperson, if not embarrassed to do it. If you're going to be embarrassed to do it, forget about it. So that is one way of overcoming the risk. But having a good marketing plan is going to help you. And so you want to think of this as a business, and you're going to find that your book can become a new trajectory, and it can open doors to new clients, speaking engagements, and validation as an expert in your field. And just remember that time is money. We can help you, and you can get the best book out there that you can. So we are Merrimack Media, and we do all kinds of book services, crowdfunding. We have a great blog and a real active Facebook page with all sorts of funny tidbits, and same with Twitter, some great tweets. So I hope you'll connect with us and let us hear from you, and I would be happy to take your questions and see what you would like to find out about. So let me know.